I have been overdoing it this week. I have had a lot on my mind, and I'm really working hard to make sure the next couple weeks of videos are stacked for you guys, and I wanted to make it special. But I have this thing where, if I'm overwhelmed or I don't really feel like doing the work, I then procrastinate, though my procrastination is me playing the same game, which for me is work. And so here I was, and I unbanned Arena on this day because I practicing a little bit as I may be playing it in a tournament. And so here I am, okay? But it was one of those days. I was exhausted. I'd already done a stream. I'd already recorded some videos. I had a doctor's appointment. I was just blah, right? I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'm just blah, even without some of those other factors. So I had in this moment what I would describe as a very fog-brained situation, okay? So it's Arena, and you know how you have these back walls and they're in the way and you can double click them and then hold shift and then press delete to delete all your back walls, and then you have more space. Well, I thought I deleted my back walls, but I actually deleted my front walls. And it seems obvious right now that I've done this from our perspective, but I actually did notice right away. And you will know when I notice, because I didn't look at my mini map, and I'm just looking, don't look down at the bottom, don't look anywhere else. I'm just looking here. And I don't know why, but it just felt natural. I had all these gates. So I was like, oh crap, my berries and my gold are forward. But little did I know, this is the corner of the freaking map. So yeah, here I am. Ranked game happened this week. I'm playing as the Malay. And in the blue, we have a player from Mexico who's really good on Arena. Better than me on Arena, certainly. And really underrated. His name is Lobo. I think this is Lobo on a Smurf account anyways. And this player has not deleted their front walls because Lobo has a brain that's working properly. And I literally didn't know that I did it at this point. I still had no clue. I'm like, look at my sheep. In my opinion, I think I'm scouting the back corner of the map like I would scout this. Just further evidence, just in case you thought I was BSing you guys at this point. So it's going to dawn on me. Okay, it will. And when it does, things get interesting because, yeah, there it is. There's the OMG. I just realized I was going to tell my opponent what happened. He says, ? And I said, never mind. Because why would I tell the enemy in war that I'm no longer protected? So I didn't tell him. And I thought to myself, well, at least I can get a video out of this. Imagine if I win this game without walls. YouTube would be very proud of me. And that's the story. Here we are. So, yeah. Yeah, so now what I thought is that this is that was going to be it, My walls are going to be deleted. I'm an idiot. And that's kind of the end of it all. But Lobo is going to make a little trip over to my base here. And so he is currently looking for me. Now, if you're looking for someone on Arena, you're looking for walls. So, yeah, that's what he's looking for right now. And you do this in normally at this time anyways on Arena to just see how far is my opponent. It can influence your strategy and whatnot. And he's scouting and he's looking and he sees 5 tile stone, which is normally the stone in your base, which he would know. Now he sees a straggler tree and he sees a house and he attacks the house. And then he sees my villagers for a second. And he says, one of my favorite taunts. And now he knows something's up here. Something is wrong. This is not normal for Arena. T90, I guess he's just as bad as I thought he was. Hopefully he didn't think that. But yeah, man, I was just not with it on this particular day. I've just been doing too much, man. I'm trying to get all these videos set up. I'm flying to Spain for a cast at Red Bull. This will probably be up after Red Bull. I don't know when this will be uploaded, but October 3rd through 6th, I'm going to be casting in a castle in Spain, which is so freaking cool, dude. I'm so pumped. But he says, did you delete all the wall? ? And I didn't know what to do now because he confirmed it. So I typed a question mark to try and deny it. And then he signals, and I say, this is Arabia, right? Because, haha, funny joke. And he deletes his walls. He deleted his walls. So he says, all right. Now, I had to double check. I had to see, did he do what I think he did? And then suddenly, I don't see walls. And we're playing Arabia. And now I'm laughing. And I love this. Listen, I can take ranked games seriously, right? But I played thousands of them. And sometimes you have to remember what the game is, what it is. It's about having fun, okay? And Lobo here, he could have taken the win, taken the easy points, and felt like, haha, yay, I got my plus 16 or whatever points he gets. That T90 guy's a noob. He could be a tryhard. Or he could have some fun. Now, I don't know. Maybe he is doing this because he knows me and I would clickbait my content. And that this could be on YouTube sometime. Or maybe he just said, that's a pretty funny mistake. Let's roll with it. And I respect it. And I hope you guys respect it too. Anyways, I'm in Feudal Age now. And so on Malay, I advanced faster to the next stage. And my plan was, let's go archers here. Now, if you're not familiar with Lobo's game, I find while he is good on Arena, he's really underrated on open maps. But he still has a closed mentality. I don't mean like closed-minded, you know, like he's not accepting of other people's ways of life. I mean, he is good at being able to protect himself against aggression. So he deleted the walls in the front. Well, technically, I mean, this is cheating. And now he knows I'm going to be doing something. And so he's going to think of ways to potentially stop this. Now, I really wish, with how far away we are, looking at it now, I kind of wish I would have gone scouts. I'd have my second scout here already, and things would be pretty solid. But, you know, I just have my starting scout. What I wanted to do was I wanted to attack this scout because I'm in Feudal and have more attack, but that wouldn't work because he's near the TC. And I'm going to be bringing my archers forward right now. So I'll have a Vil lead with the Malay just because I spent less time researching the next stage. And he kind of small-walled this. So yeah, watch how this plays out. I'm going to have some archers here at his base. He won't have army yet. And here comes my little force, if you could call it that. Generally speaking, like the further apart players are, the worse an archer or infantry play is. And then the closer together, the better it is. So he's going to maybe opt for the mobile approach. So I'm trying to keep this open. I know that he knows my army is coming. And he can kind of tell how I'm moving my scout, the situation here. And so he needs this market to go up the castle age. That's the last thing that I want to happen. So I basically park my archers. You have to hold Alt so you don't click the market. And I park them in a position that can disrupt the Vils. And hopefully delay that. Behind this, my eco is looking pretty solid. I'll have more archers coming forward. And as long as he didn't complete the market, I felt like he wasn't going to be on the way to Castle Age. I knew with Tatars and all the extra food from sheep that things could be pretty good. But yeah, actually, we need to do a quick pause. I'm getting an important text. Okay, and we continue here. Thank you, Hardy, for the edit. Sorry, I got an important text I needed to get to. How dare I know. Don't make fun of this farm, by the way. I know it's bad timing, but it's because I'm gonna build my next farm there. Don't ask me why I did it. It was one of those days. Don't make a joke in the comments. Thank you. So yeah, I didn't actually think he clicked up right away. I thought that, you know, he would have to make some army to defend against my archers first. And he's gone for a stable. He's gone for the skirms. And that alone for me, it's just like, he can't make scouts and skirms at the same time. He doesn't have the market to balance out his economy. So that's pretty good for us. And I'm going to wall just in case and turn this back into some type of an arena. Just kind of like he did. But I am really impressed with how simple this whole situation looks for him. And he'll be in Castle Age faster than me. He took his back gold, even though this gold's forward. And that's my thinking, right? My whole approach right now, especially because on this particular day I wasn't playing amazing, I felt like with those 2 golds forward and then this stone being forward, that's my win condition. I have to stop him from getting a castle. I have to stop him from taking these golds, and that's how we get the job done here. So, I don't know your experiences, but there's an issue with regrouping that's been the case in like 6 or 7 months now, where if you click units one direction, they go back the other direction for a second first. That's not just you. That's been a big issue with the game. This is not a regrouping issue. This is a me being bad issue. The other archer army, I recall being annoyed due to the regrouping. And this is just perfect little engagement from him, because I'm going to want this army when I make it to the next stage here. So he's killed off my army fairly easily. Lots of good patience from him, and now he doesn't need to be too concerned about whatever I have next. If I kept those archers alive, I have a bigger mass to work with. Now I'm on the way to Castle Age with less than 5 archers, so not a great situation there. Normally on Arena, you're competing for relics. I actually have the much better relic generations. Like 4 of these relics seem slightly closer to me. I think maybe the ones in the middle could be considered more neutral, but the whole drop the monastery for that. And I actually finally delete my back walls. So now all my walls are deleted. Those are the walls that I meant to delete. But if I actually deleted those, we wouldn't have this game. So, yay, I guess. Melee are just sick, though. Like, my fights have been bad, right? I wouldn't consider my opening very good at all. At least after losing the archers. I would have been fine otherwise. But look at me zoom to Castle Age. And I've collected 600 more resources because of this. And I could always zoom to Imperial Age faster as well later on. So, I felt pretty comfortable with the position. I love how when you have a building garrisoned, there's only one flag to indicate that it's garrisoned. They could have easily, when they created this game, they could have made like some type of indicator that gave the enemy an idea of how much army you had in there. That could be 1 archer, that could have been 10. And so he doesn't exactly know what I'm working with in there. As he goes for the cab archers. Tar cab archers are really strong. They get thumb ring for free, which is a big upgrade for cab archer firing speed. And here he comes, and now he sees that I've got some army on the fields. And maybe more than he was expecting, but I couldn't let him go in there. I had to show him. And now I'm on crossbowman. Again, my frame of mind was kill here. I tend to, when I'm not playing well, I tend to just be ultra aggressive. And so it's fun that way to be, you know, to be more of a micro nerd than anything. And I have the university too. My plan is to actually go for ballistics. And I wanted a forward siege workshop because I was worried about skirms. Meanwhile, he's bringing in some relics now. He's going to get the far relic first. He's probably going to get this one at least. And he's on second TC. Get a bit of extra sheep from the TCs with Tatars. So he is going to catch up economically, if not pull ahead here, if I don't push out across the map right now. Now, something to suggest for you guys, just a tip. If you feel like the ballistic timing when you're going archers and the siege timing is awkward compared to the pros, it's because you have auto farm on. I have auto farm on, and I felt in the moment like I needed to turn it off. And this is, I'm not kidding, like this is a big thing. Pros will not use auto farm, particularly with archer builds at this stage of the game. And then later on, once they can kind of do everything, reseed farms and make army, they will change their minds. But like time is of the essence. I need ballistics. I don't have it yet. I've got mangonels I don't have it yet because the farmers are automatically reseeding those farms. Now that's probably not advice for the average player at all. But if you're, I don't know, maybe like 1050, 1100 elo all the way up, it might be something to consider. You may also be like, dude, that's like kind of bad for me. Because then you got villagers that need to go to other tasks and maybe it creates a little bit more work for you. So I'm still thinking, like, I'm not in a big rush in many ways because I'm still thinking, well, I push the map and I kill him or I don't. But I've wasted a little bit of time and given him time to get his eco set up before I really find out what he's doing and what he's up to. And ultimately, what I like about the farms is that is going to lead to a fast imp, which is what I want here with the melee. But it did delay my first mangonel. It delayed my ballistics upgrade. But I'm going to have full armor on my crossbows. I'll have thumb ring. I'll have ballistics. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's micro-nerding time. He's going to add the Siege Workshop. He knows the pressure is going to come in. He's got 3 of the 5 relics and 4 TCs. Pretty compact little base. And I know that I need to stop him from taking this gold right now. Ended up getting a 10 villager lead. I'm going to look for damage. I know he's got an army somewhere. I put myself in a position. I've gone basically full army. My focus is mainly on the army because of the one town center approach. I will add a second one now. But this really is kill with army or lose this game. Now, there's other reasons I really like the melee against the Tatars here. If the fast ramp can come in. If in Archer War, Bombard cannons can oftentimes be the difference maker. I have Bombard cannons and the Tatars do not. So you will see me do my best Leary impression to try and micro away from units that should be very dangerous for me. And we'll see him try and defend here. 20 villager lead now for him because of the 4 TCs. He's done a really nice job. He's done a really smooth job. Got the relics just in time. But he doesn't really... Without the siege, my army destroys his. And it's not even close. And without the siege, his TC goes down and he loses countless villagers. So basically, if I'm able to push this position, I win the game. Or at least, it puts me in a good position to potentially win the game. But it's tough because it's like, whatever direction I go, there's siege. So I feel as though I have to just push that siege workshop down. And here comes the micro. Upgrades are coming in for his cav archers. He's got a decent amount. But I am just trying to push his face in here. 6 kills, 9 deaths. That's decent enough for me. And so far, it's looking an awful lot like me and not so much Leary. We have some nice micro, nice little dancing. 20 vills behind. Not so nice dancing. Mangonel's dodge, microing the crossbows. That could be good, but then he lands a shot, and now all of my siege is going to go down. And my crossbows not really able to do enough on their own. I still do have nice upgrades, and he's got some weak CA in here, I think, from a lot of volleys, so I'm willing to back away and feel like I've got more of a shot here. And what I can't accept is any more losses with the siege. And so we at least take down his Mangonel and could try and maintain this. But, I mean, look at this. It just got, like, so many units in queue. I had 3 Mangonels in queue a moment ago. And it's taken me a long time to go forward. You really need to get, like, these crossbows need running shoes or something, man. So I can move out across the map. So he's now got a 25 villager lead, and he's starting to mass those cav archers. Where this gets really dangerous is if the Tatars get silk armor. I mean, it's already a strong position with thumb ring and full castle age armor, but silk armor adds, sorry about that, even extra pierce armor. And the extra pierce armor makes them so good against other archer units. And I knew, based on the score, based on not seeing any of the relics on the map except for one, and based on the fights, I have one more chance. And that one more chance is with Imperial Age. I need more firepower here. And so his cav archers are going to move out. Now, I'm concerned because my base is open. Remember, I deleted walls earlier, so that I don't have safety there. And my forward archer ranges, which will help my reinforcements, there were also being built. And I had some units there too. So it might not look great for me at the moment economically, but Imperial Age in an Archer War is crazy important. That was nice from him. Like, I basically pulled everything away from the Siege Workshop because his cav archers went forward. And this now gives him time to drop that castle and relax a little bit. But this is my last chance, people. This is it. Imp on the way. I've got 4 mangonels on the map. And I go for chemistry first. Now, chemistry, this is a weird one. So, I only had the resources for one or the other, Bracer or chemistry. It's the same resources. Bracer comes in faster and would help me faster. But as he finds a couple extra crossbows here. Chemistry unlocks bombard cannons, and I knew that I was going to need to have bombard cannons to push the castle down. So I could have got Bracer and already had it and maybe fought a little bit more. But I wasn't expecting to have immediate value from Bracer, if that makes sense. It's still so frustrating to see those cav archers and not be safe back at home. Like, this really has influenced the game. And now I move forward. I know I've got Bracer, so I've got still a 2-minute window against the CA, and then he just runs away. So this is why I said, let's just get chemistry for bombard cannons, and then we push. And we hope that we can have favorable engagements here, because those CA should be very careful against my army right now. I've got a nice army count. We land some nice shots here. The mangonels are still a threat, because these are still Castle Age units. And here we go. I mean, hey, not my day. Deleted my own walls. But it's been a fun moment, a fun build-up. Obviously, with him having relics, hugely important for me to push in this position right now. And this is actually a sight that you love to see in my position, because he's trying to get skirms out. They can't... Castle Age skirms will die to imp upgrade crossbows. And so, as I land a juicy shot, his production is camped. And which means panic, which means more production's needed, which means he may make mistakes. What he does such a good job of here, though. Like, anytime he sees I've got a group of units that's not with the core mass, he always snipes it. And that bombard cannon was critical for me, because I wanted to be pushing down this castle. So he's now sitting on my reinforcements. I've got to pull villagers back. I was going to send vills to this gold. I'm like, is he going to raid me? Is he not going to raid me? Here he goes. Now, I'm still in a great position here, pushing this area. I'm pushing him off of gold. He's got no gold except for the relics. But again, initially I'm like, do I run? Okay, I do have to run. I had to re-wall this. Lots of panic. And now I'm going to queue up skirms. Like, naturally, it makes sense for me to make my own skirms now to deal with those cav archers. And he was able to just snag all the upgrades he needed. He's going to get chemistry, he'll get bracer, and he'll get the final armor for the skirms. And now, siege is needed. Siege is needed, or my own skirms. He's going to have 40 of them. His macro is really solid. Just like the timing on the production and the upgrades is really good. And now I'm concerned. I know if he snipes the mangonel, these arbs might not be able to get back home. Meanwhile, I'm back on gold with these vills. I'm sending more skirms and arbs forward. And I am trying to use the mangonel, and I got to get out of here with the arbs. And things get really dicey from here. Because that kind of felt like my moment. Now, I also played a game on the same day, actually, where I lost to the Malay when I had 5 relics. Malay are crazy good. And I felt like maybe there's a chance if I just get the bombard cannons later on, get a cheeky mangonel shot or something. But I've got to fall all the way back to my base against his 40 or so skirms. And I've got only ranged units right now. And so, not pretty. But I knew you guys were going to see this. So I'm going to fight for you. Well, not for you. Yeah, also for me at the time. You know, save face a little bit. Maybe win the game. A big issue for me was production. So I've got 8 ranges now. They're kind of all over the place. But at least I have 8 ranges. This is definitely a sign of desperation, though. Imp units are always going to shred a mangonel. And I didn't ever have the resources for Onager, so I'm just hoping for, like, a glory shot, which was never really going to pan out there. But look back at him. So Lobo is someone who uses the new auto farm feature a lot. I mean, as does like every, like most high level players, except for maybe like some people in like the top 3. Like, I don't think like Hera Viper use it as frequently as like a lot of other people do in the top couple hundred. Anyways, you just have a moment to do it. And you take control with an army. You're ahead, and then you just back home, grab the vills, hover over the mill, bam, 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 and just click a bunch, right? And so you can tell he uses it. You can tell when people use it. You can tell when people don't use it. And I do, usually, actually. This just isn't really a macro game for me. I really have only been about 20 farms this whole game. Anyways, I digress. This is my last attempt. I think I've said that 3 times already, but this is truly my last attempt. I needed to... So there's times to try and tech switch, okay? Where you could spend... Let's say your opponent's making skirms and you think, okay, well, I try and go for the counter to that. Whatever that may be. But when you are behind, when timing is of the very essence, you oftentimes see a player just tech switch into a similar type of unit that they already have the upgrades on. And this is usually common with ranged units. So I can go Arbalest, he makes skirmishers, and then I like drop a bunch of stables. And then I have to get a bunch of upgrades I don't already have. And then make a bunch of new kinds of units like elephants. Or what's actually way faster is I use the buildings I already have now. I use the upgrades I already have for my Arbalest and attack, and I just out-skirm him. That's basically what I've tried to do here, because it gives me a faster response to the current situation. Now, he paused here, and I thought, this is a really good time for him to get the Silk Armor upgrade. So I thought that maybe he was searching for the Silk Armor upgrade, and I was like, you don't have to pause to check the tech tree. I can tell you how much it costs. I think if he was going to check anything, I think he was checking how much Elite Keshik cost. And I didn't actually know that he was going Elite Keshik here. I still assumed it was Cav Archers. And Keshik is such a good unit. It's a very underrated unit. It's not the gold trickle that you get when you attack that really makes the unit strong, in my opinion. It's just the base stats. 160 HP. The cost is pretty cheap as well. And anyways, he takes this fight. He's got the meat shield in front with the Keshiks. He's got the skirms behind, and my big army of skirms just melts. I think I was pretty dead there once he defended and got to the initial ball of skirms there, but not my best game. But I just thought it was a fun one to bring to you guys. Just something different, you know. Obviously, embarrassing. You know, it wasn't my best game ever, but it was just funny. Like, how on earth did I delete my forward walls like that? And the sad thing is that I still wanted to procrastinate. I still don't want to do work. I played again, and I deleted one of my own villagers in Dark Age. Yeah. And then I stopped. I said, okay, you gotta really cool it here. This addiction has gone too far. So thanks for watching, guys. Just pay attention. You know, when you start in a game, please make sure that you look at the minimap. It helps what direction you scout and everything. Just look and say, oh, I'm on the left side. Let's not delete the right walls. And I mean, yeah, just don't be me. And I think good life advice for you would be don't be me. If you're not me, you're probably going to have a better time. There's the res collected for Lobo. And he is a really good player, a player I could learn a lot from. And apparently he's very fast, which I kind of felt when microing against him here. So GG's, let me know in the comments what you thought about my stupidity as always. And see you guys in the next one.